To simplify the square of 8 square root 2 minus 8, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and expand it out by writing 8 square root of 2 minus 8 times 8 square root of 2 minus 8. And then to multiply this together, we're going to use the distributive property. A lot of people refer to this as the FOIL method, but really all you're doing is you're multiplying each term in this first set of parentheses by each term in the second set. So here's what it looks like. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to multiply 8 square root 2 times 8 square root 2. Then you're going to multiply 8 square root 2 times negative 8. Then we're going to switch over here and multiply 8 times 8 square root of 2. Of course, that 8 is negative, so we can write it as minus 8 times 8 square root 2. And then finally, we have negative 8 times negative 8, which is positive 64. So we'll just go ahead and multiply that together. Okay, now let's simplify these terms that involve radicals. So this first set of things here, 8 square root of 2 times 8 square root of 2, we have 8 times 8, which is 64, and the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2. So 64 times 2 yields a result of 128. And now if we jump to the second part here, we have negative 8 times 8, which is negative 64. And then the square root of 2 just gets tacked on here to the end. So that second part simplifies to negative 64 square root of 2, or minus 64 square root of 2. And then in the same way, we have negative 8 times 8, which is negative 64. And then again, that square root of 2 can just be tacked on. So that third part is negative 64 square root of 2, and then of course we have our positive 64 here on the end. Okay, let's combine our like terms here. We have 128 and 64, which are both constants and can be combined to equal 192. And then notice our two middle terms here are like radicals, and that simply means they have the same radical part. The square root of 2 is what they have in common. Like radicals, if you recall, mean they have the same root and the same radicand. And when you have like radicals, the way to deal with them is simply to combine the numerical parts. So negative 64 minus 64 would be equal to minus 128. And then after you combine the numerical parts, you simply keep the radical part the same. And so we're just going to tack on a square root of 2 onto that. It's the same idea as combining like terms, where you combine the numerical part and then you keep the variable part the same. All we've done here is we have combined the numerical part and kept the radical part the same. Okay, so we have arrived at our final answer. The reason that we can't go any further is because one of these terms has a radical and one of them does not, so they are not like radicals and therefore cannot be combined. The only thing that I would like to just go back and address here is this particular part up here. So just in case it's not clear, when you multiply 8 times 8, I'll go ahead and rewrite this down here. When you multiply 8 times 8, hopefully it's obvious why we get 64, but just in case you're not sure, when we multiply the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, what we really have then is the square root of 2 squared, and since the square and the square root cancel each other out, that's how we are left with just 2. So I just wanted to go over that just in case that wasn't clear.